Hi, my name is Rikshit. I am from Triple branch. Today I am going to explain about web scraping with Python and beautiful soap. First, we are going to know what is Python. Python is an interpreted, object-oriented, high-level programming language with dynamic semantics, high-level built-in data structures, combined with dynamic typing and dynamic binding, make it very attractive for rapid application development as well as for use of script or glue language to connect existing components together. Python is simple, easy to learn, syntax emphasize readability and therefore reduce the cost of programming maintenance. Python supports modules and packages, which encourages programming modularity and code reuse. The Python interpreter and the executive extensive stand library are available in a source or a binary form, which charge for all major platforms and can be freely distributed. Often, programmers fall in love with Python because of the increased productivity it produces. Since there is no completion steps, the edit test debug cycle incredible, is incredibly fast. Debugging Python program is very easy. A bug or bad input will never cause a segmentation fault. Instead, when the interpreter discovers an error, it raises an exception. When the program does not catch the exception, the interpreter prints a stack trace. A source level debugger allows the inception of a local and global variables, evaluation of arbitrary expressions, settings, breakpoints, stepping through the code in a line at a time, and so on. The debugger is written in Python itself, testifying to Python's introspective power. On the other hand, often the quickest way to debug a program is to add a few print statements to the source. The fast edit test debug cycle makes this simple approach very effective. What is web scraping? We are going to learn about what is web scraping. Web scraping is an automatic method to obtain large amount of data from website. Most of this data is unstructured data in HTML format, which is then connected into structured data into a spreadsheet or a database so that it can be used in various applications. There are many different ways to perform web scraping to obtain data from websites. These include using online service, particular APIs, or even creating and code for web scraping from scratch. Many large websites like Google, Twitter, Facebook, Overstack etc. have APIs that allows you to access the data in a structured format. This is the best option, but there are other sites that don't allow user to access large amount of data in a structured form, or they are simply not the technology advanced. In that situation, it is best to use web scraping to scrap the website for a data. Web scraping requires two parts, newly the crawl and scrapper. The crawl is an artificial intelligence algorithm that browser the web to search for a particular data required by following the links across the internet. The scraper, on the other hand, is a specific tool created to extract data from the website. The design of the scraper can vary greatly according to the complexity and scope of the project so that it can quickly and accurately extract the data. Now we are web scraping with Python. Imagine you have to pull a large amount of data from the website and you want to do it as quickly as possible. How would you do it without manually going into each website and getting the data? Well, web scraping is the answer. Web scraping just makes this job easier and faster. You will learn about web scraping in brief, and I will be explaining the following topics. Why is the web scraping used? What is web scraping? Reasons for web scraping. Challenges of web scraping. Is web scraping legal? Why Python is good for web scraping? How do you scrape data from a website? Libraries used web scraping for web scraping. Web scraping examples. Scraping Flipkart websites, etc. Why is web scraping used? Web scraping is used to collect large information from websites. But why does someone have to collect some large data from websites? To know about this, let's look into the applications of web scraping. Price comparison. Services such as PriceHub and use web scraping to collect data from online shopping websites and use it to compare the prices of the products. Email addresses gathering. Many companies that use emails as a medium for marketing use web scraping to collect email IDs and then send bulk emails. Social media scraping. Web scraping is used to collect data from social media websites such as Twitter to find out what's trending. Research and development. Web scraping is used to collect a large set of data from websites which are analyzed and used to carry over surveys or for R&Ds. Job listening. Details regarding jobs opening, interviews are collected from different websites and then listed in one place so that it is easily accessible to the user. Reasons for web scraping. You are a surfer, both online and in real life. You are looking for employment. However, you are not looking for just any job with a surfer mindset. You are waiting for the perfect opportunity to roll your way. There is a job site that offers you precisely kind of jobs you want. Unfortunately, a new position only pop-ups once in a blue moon, and this site does not provide an email notification service. You think about checking up on it every day, but that does not sound like most fun and productive way to spend your time. Thankfully, the world offers another way to apply the surfer's mindset. Instead of looking the job sites every day, you can use Python to help automate your job search respective paths. Automated web scraping can be a solution to spend up the data collection process. You write one code once and it will get information you want many times from many pages. In contrast, when you try to get the information you want manually, you might spend lot of time clicking, scrolling, searching, especially if you need large amount of data from websites that are regularly updated with new content. Manual scraping, web scraping can take a lot of time and repetition. There is so much information on the web and new information is constantly added. You probably be interested in at least some of the data and much of it just out there for taking. Whether you actually on the job hunt or you want to download all lyrics of your favorite artist, automated web scraping can help you accomplish your goals. Challenges of web scraping. The web has grown originally out of many sources. It combines many different technologies, styles, and personalities, and it continues to grow to this day. In other words, the web is a hot mess. Because of this, you will run into some challenges when scraping the web. Variety. Every website is different. While you will encounter general structure that repeat themselves, each website is unique and you will need to personal treatment if you want to extract the relevant information. Durability. Website constantly change. Say you build a shiny new web scraper that automatically cherry picks what you want from your resources of internet interest. The first time you run your script, it works flawlessly. But when you run the same script on a very short while later, you run into a discouraging and lengthy stack of trace bugs. Unstable scripts are a realistic scenario, as many websites are in active development. Once the site's structure has changed, your scraper might not be able to navigate the sitemap correctly or find the relevant information. The good news is that many changes to websites are small and incremental, so you likely be able to update your scraper with only minimal adjustments. However, keep in mind that because of the internet dynamic, the scraper you build will probably requires constant maintenance. You can set up continuous integrations to run scraping tests periodically to ensure that your main script does not break without your knowledge. What is web scraping? Web scraping is an automated method used to extract large amount of data from websites. The data on the websites are structured. Web scraping helps collect this unstructured data and store it in structured form. There are different ways to scrape the website, such as online services, APIs, or writing your own code. In this article, you will see how to implement web scraping with Python. Is web scraping legal? Talk, Talking about whether web scraping is legal or not. Some websites allow web scraping and some don't. To know whether a website allows web scraping or not, you can look at the website's robots.txt file. You can find the file by appending slash robots.txt to the URL that you want to scrape. For example, I am scraping the Flipkart website. So to see robots.txt file, the URL is www.flipkart.com slash robots.txt. Why is Python good for web scraping? Here is a list of features of Python which makes it more suitable for web scraping. Ease of use. Python is simple to code. You do not have to add semicolons or curly braces anywhere. This makes it less messy and easy to use. Large collection of libraries. Python has a huge collection of libraries such as NumPy, pandas, etc., which provides methods and services for various purposes. Hence, isn't suitable for web scraping and for other manipulation of extracted data dynamically typed. In Python, you don't have to find define data type for variables. You can directly use the variable wherever required. This saves times and makes your job faster. Easily understandable syntax. Python syntax is easily understandable mainly because reading a Python code is very similar to reading a statement in English. It is expressive and easily readable, and the indentation used in Python also helps the user to differentiate between the different scopes or blocks in the code. Small code, large task. Web scraping is used to save time, but what's the use if you spend more time writing the code? Well, you don't have to do it. In Python, you can write small codes to do large tasks. Hence, you can save time even writing the code. Community. What if you get stuck while writing the code? You don't have to worry. Python community has one of the largest and most active communities where you can seek help from. How do you scrape data from website? When you run the code from web scraping, a request is sent to URL that you have mentioned. As a response to the request, the service spends the data and allows you to read the HTML or XML pages. The code then phrase the HTML or XML page, find the data, and extracts it. To extract data using web scraping with Python, you need to follow these basic steps. First, find the URL then you want to scrape. Second, inspecting the page. Third, find the data you want to extract. Fourth, write the code. Fifth, run the code and extract the data. Sixth, store the data in required format. Libraries used for web scraping. As we know, Python has various applications and there are different libraries for different purposes. In our further demonstration, we will be using these following libraries. Selenium. Selenium is a web testing library. It is used to automate browser activities. Beautiful Soup. Beautiful Soup is a package for phrasing HTML and XML documents. It creates phrase trees that are helpful to extract the data easily. Pandas. Panda is a library used for data manipulation and analysis. It is used to extract the data and store it in desired format. This is all we can learn for this session, and thank you.